everyone, good afternoon, pre-algebra. Today we'll be going over CO54, finding a percent of increase. And again, my expectation now for tomorrow is that you'll have watched the video, you'll have filled in the notes for the lesson, and then tomorrow during class you'll go through the homework. I'll come around, check to make sure the notes are finished, check to make sure the homework is done before you leave the room, and that's how this flipped classroom is going to start to work for us. So in PO53, we talked about how to find a percentage of a number, a part of a whole. 20% of 30 or 40% of 90 or whatever it happened to be. In CO54, we're looking for a percent of increase, which means we're going to be taking a value and increasing it by a certain percentage. For example, the first one here, last week you ran 20 miles and this week you plan to increase that distance by 15%, right? You want to run more than 20 miles, and to be exact, you want to run 15% more. What's that going to be? How many miles are you going to run? The second example, you buy an iPod off of eBay for $125. Do people still have iPods? Is that still a thing? You buy an iPod off of eBay for $125 and we'll resell it with a 30% markup. Okay, you're trying to make a profit here, right? You are purchasing an item for a set price and you want to sell it for more money. So you keep the difference, you keep profit, and the specific profit that you're looking for is 30%. The third example, your bowling score was 180 and your goal is to raise it by 45%. So you want to do better than that. You want to increase that 180, not just by one, not just by two, but specifically by 45%. And so what score are you going to be trying to get? And in an effort to increase the number of likes on my videos, we are going to eliminate this first method and focus only on the second one, okay, which is finding the new total directly. So I'm going to scroll down here and start to look at this, okay? See if I can get all three situations up here. There we go. Okay. So the first one, last week you ran 20 miles and this week you plan to increase that distance by 15%. So our original value is 20, right? And what we want to do here is increase this by 15%, which means that we want 115% of 20. 115% of 20, because we want the original 20 and 15% more. The whole 20 and 15% more. And that's how I come up with 115%. 20 represents the original 100%. We want to add 15% onto that. And so that's where we get 115%. So here's where we think about our conversion techniques for converting percentages to decimals. We're going to take that original value, 20, and multiply it by 115%, which written as a decimal is 1.15. Okay? Mathematically, what this does here is that this one whole, gives us the original 20. And then the 0.15, our 15% we're increasing it by, is going to increase it by that amount. So if you go to your calculator, and on this section of the test, you will be able to use a calculator, this section and every other one, anyone after this. 20 times 1.15 gives you 23. Okay, equals 23, which means that next week, you're going to be running 23 miles. You've increased your original amount, 20, by 15%, which brings you to 23. Since we're talking about an increase here, you automatically know that whatever answer you get should be bigger than what you started with. If you make a mistake somewhere along the way and the answer that you get is less than what you started with, since our objective is only on increasing, you know you need to go back in your work and see where you may have gone wrong. Okay, because the answer that you get should always be bigger than what you started with. Let's look at the iPod here. The iPod we buy off of eBay for $125, so that's our original here. That's our whole. That's our, let me write that a little bit lower. The 125 is our 100%, right? Because that's everything. It's everything that we paid for it. And we want to increase that by 30%. Okay? And 100% plus 30% is a total of 130%. So we have the original 125 and we're increasing it by 30%, which means if we multiply 125 by 130%, that will give us the price that we are going to sell it for, make a profit. So what's the decimal value of 130%? The decimal value of 130% is 1.3, or if you want to put 1.30, that's fine also. Okay? But we're going to be multiplying 125 by 1.3. The one whole will give us our original 125. And then the 0.3 part of that is what's going to increase this by 30%. And we're going to look to sell it for $162.50. That's the answer that you should get. Finally, the bowling score. Our score is 180. That represents our 100%. Okay? And we want to raise that by 45%. So we're going to look to multiply this by 145%. We want 145% of 180. We want the original 180 and 45% more. So we're going to take 180, multiply that by 145%, which the decimal is 1.45. Adding that one whole there ensures we get the 180 back again, and then the 0.45 is the extra that's going to be added on, that additional 45%. So 180 times 1.45 in your calculator gives you a 261. I don't think I've ever bowled a 261. I think my highs, I have hit 200 before, but never a 261. That is quite a lofty goal, 261, right? So there you have it. That's pretty much it. All right, you are looking for the percentage that you're increasing by. You're adding that percentage to 100%, right? 15% plus 100% gave us 115%. 100% plus 30% gave us 130%. This last one here, I didn't write it down, but 100% plus 45% is where we got this 145% from here. And then you're multiplying your original by that percentage, which is greater than 100, because we're increasing. You're multiplying your original by that percentage written as a decimal. Okay, that's all for CO54. Do not forget to like and subscribe, and have these notes ready for me to look at tomorrow so you can work on the homework in class. Thanks, folks. Thanks for watching. Have a tremendous evening.